Hello, hello. I hope this is working and I hope people can hear me. I've never really done this before, so sorry guys. All right, and I don't really know where to look on the camera either, so we're just gonna have some fun. For those of you who don't know, my name is Cassie Davis. I have cerebral palsy. I was born with it. I am married. I've been married for 5 years. I have a 2-year-old baby girl, and we're trying to have baby number two. So I just wanted to hop on here for anybody that wanted to ask questions about cerebral palsy or about being a mom with cerebral palsy or being a working woman with cerebral palsy. And if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to ask questions and I will respond as best I can. So I will just start by kind of telling you my story. So I was born 10 weeks early, which made it so my lungs were not fully developed and I didn't get enough oxygen to my brain, which caused the cerebral palsy. I've had it obviously my whole life. There are many, many, many types of cerebral palsy. There's varying degrees of cerebral palsy. So some people with cerebral palsy are have a mild case and are able to walk and talk, and maybe they just talk with a limp or walk with a limp or something. And then there's others that have to use a wheelchair or a walker. There's more severe cases where they don't have cognitive functioning or they can't walk or talk. There's just many different types. I kind of view myself as somewhere in the middle. I can walk, I can talk. I do walk funny. I call it my penguin walk. I wobble back and forth as I'm walking. Um, and I do fall down sometimes or all the time. But my cognitive functioning is all there. I went to school, I went to college, I have a master's degree in social work, and I work for a place in Utah called Inner Peace Counseling of Utah, and I do private practice. Growing up, my parents taught me that you can do anything you want. You may just have to do it in a different way. And so I've learned to adapt to certain things. Um, if I want to, I don't know, if I wanted to play sports, I would use a walker. If I want to go long distances, I'll most likely use my motorized scooter or my wheelchair to help get around. When I had my baby, we had to come up with different ways to get her around the house. So we got a bassinet on wheels so I could roll her around. We had a crib specially made by my mother-in-law that opens up and closes in different ways so that I don't have to bend down to get my daughter. So growing up with a disability, I don't know what it's like any other way, and so for me, it's just normal. I did get teased a lot growing up. Friends were hard to come by, but the friends that I did make, they've been lifelong friends, and they're still my friends today. Dating was definitely very difficult. A lot of boys would make assumptions, and instead of asking me questions, and finding the answer, they would just assume and not want to date me instead of asking me what their concern was. So dating was difficult. I ended up asking most guys on the dates, but I was okay with that. Again, you have to adapt to your situation. So that didn't really bother me a ton. I did get asked out on a few dates. When it came to meeting my husband, I actually had to pursue him for a little while until he finally was like, okay. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think there's a stigma with cerebral palsy that people with cerebral palsy can't have normal lives, or just because they can't talk, that they don't understand, or people with cerebral palsy can't get jobs, or get married, or have kids. And there are some people with cerebral palsy that may never get that opportunity, but it doesn't mean that they don't understand or they don't have feelings or they can't express themselves. They just might do it in a different way. Let's see what else. So it was hard for me to get a job growing up. When you're 16, maybe you can work at a movie theater or a restaurant, and that was always really difficult for me because I think, again, people make these assumptions that when they look at you and you walk funny, that you can't do the job. And so I knew that when I got older, I would definitely need to go to college to get a job. So I ended up going to college and getting a job in social work because when you have a career, it's a lot harder. It still can be done, but it's a lot harder to get discriminated against when you're actually applying for a career type job. And so, if any of you are struggling or trying to find jobs, my recommendation would be to try to do some type of schooling and get some type of career going. It's very rewarding. I love what I do. I think mental health is one of the most important things that needs to be talked about more and needs to be more accepted. And I love helping people work through their issues and get a sense of peace. I also do a home based makeup business on the side. Um, Growing up was makeup was always difficult. I felt like I couldn't do it right. My hands didn't really work very well. And I had this sense of, well, if I put makeup on or I look pretty, then people will stop staring at my legs. And now I feel differently, but then that was how I felt. And I really wanted to do makeup, but I couldn't. It was just really hard, and I only did it on special occasions. Well, about 2 years ago, I got introduced to this form of makeup that was so easy for me. It came in one compact. You can do it in 10 minutes. And I loved it so much that I decided to start to sell it and do my own business to help others feel confident, not only on the inside, but to feel confident on the outside when they look at themselves. And so I do have that side business on the side. And then I'm a mom. So I'm busy, but I love it. And I also do the YouTube channel. When I was pregnant, I was researching and I couldn't find a lot of people with cerebral palsy that were pregnant. And so when I had my baby a few months later, I decided I wanted to create this YouTube channel to kind of let you guys in my life and see what it's like to be a mom with cerebral palsy, and then hopefully, whenever we decide or get pregnant with baby number two, I'll be able to take you guys more on that journey of being pregnant and what it's like to um, give birth to a baby when you have cerebral palsy. So that's just kind of me in a nutshell. And cerebral palsy is, I'm very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about telling people, showing people, teaching people that you don't need to let your circumstances define you. Um, you can define your circumstances. Don't let your circumstance determine how successful you are in life. You determine how successful you are in life. And I love being able to share that message of hope. So I appreciate you guys for coming along and for watching. And again, if you're watching the replay, send me a question and I can answer it for you. If you're not subscribed to my Instagram or my Twitter or my TikTok, I'll put that in the description and go ahead and follow me on social media because I post a lot of different things about disabilities, about finding hope, about mental health. And so I would really love it if you followed me on social media. And if you're not subscribed to my channel here on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe it. I do some videos about cerebral palsy. I do some videos about motherhood. I do some makeup videos. I do some daily vlogs. I try to post once a week. So if that's something that might interest you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If anybody has any questions, you can put them in the chat. And again, or just ask them and I'll answer them. Thank you so much for taking the time and for wanting to learn more about cerebral palsy. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and share it and show people cerebral palsy is out there, but you can have a normal life whether you're disabled or not. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you next time.